trapped in the darkest depths of the Underdark, where madness festers, demons rule. A band of unlikely heroes must escape imprisonment, only to return again to survive unspeakable horrors and fight their way back to the light. But the Underdark doesn't let go so easily. This is Out of the Abyss.
After a night of drinking, Valencia and Thavos have been trash-talking each other. Let's... Oh, I don't know if I have any battle maps for Blending Stone. Let me throw something together real quick.
Are we doing this in the bar?
No, I'm assuming you guys are going outside.
No, we're gonna go outside. We're not gonna trash this poor person's bar.
That's what I was hoping.
We should just throw down on like the shore of the dark lake, like in the sand.
No, plus there's no dirt and mushrooms to rub Davos' face in.
Fair enough. Valencia and Thavos, you go out of the tavern area, and I assume everyone follows. How do you guys want to do this? How do you just want to start duking it out with each other, or
I think we agreed no armor. It was just like, what did we agree on, Thavos?
Well, we agreed no armor. I'm assuming we agreed no weapons if we're going no armor.
I think that you should think about agreeing on that. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just unequipping my.
Referee.
I'm unequipping my my armor real quick to give an actual DC.
Well, we have a great referee in the party. Someone who comes from the plane of law. Modron, get in there.
That's a good point. Okay, fair enough. He kind of shuffles forward and says, "You do not understand the customs that are exhibited here, but you will observe."
My AC sucks without the armor.
Hey, welcome to my world.
I'm a
Okay.
griddle. Without armor, I'm at a 14.
Hey, that's okay.
So, are we doing this hit points? Are we just gonna unarmed swing at each other until one of us is unconscious? Are we wrestling? How are we doing this?
I think pinned by submission. You gotta pin the person down.
Okay, and I'm going to say that if you guys describe flavorful attacks and you get creative with it, I might award some inspiration and such. So, go ahead and roll me some initiative.
Oh, boot faster!
Oh my god, please roll high. I don't want to go into the lake. Okay. I got a 20.
Ready, set, fight!
I got a 9.
You can add a +4 to that for my aura. 13.
Okay, I got a 13.
I mean, you're still in second place, so. I'm not going to have anyone else roll initiative, but at the top of the round, so right after Thavos' turn, if anyone wants to do anything, let me know. Yeah, so you guys make your way outside of the foaming mug, and Valencia, you know that you have the jump on Thavos. What do you want to do first?
Okay. I don't. Nah, you know what? Forget it. Like, it's him. We're playing around. She's unsportsmanlike. The minute they get into kind of like squaring off, it's probably one of the first times you guys have seen her actually get on all, like, she's on all fours, and she really quickly kind of boosts herself, like, from the ground, and then she does the kind of like a turn in air and ends up like right behind him, and she's gonna try and grapple him by putting him in a headlock from behind.
Mm-hmm. Okay, go ahead and make an athletics check, and then Thavos, go ahead and contest that with athletics or acrobatics. I guess combat is a good one too.
I mean, not fantastic, but maybe would it be? That is an 11.
Well, I got an 8, so.
It's a weak chokehold, but you've got him in a headlock. That'll be your action. You want to use a bonus action or anything? Well, you've got multiple attacks. That'll be one of your attacks.
Yeah. Can I Charlie horse him and kind of bring my knee to the back of his leg to kind of bring him down in like a kneeling position? And just start to kind of like put weight down. Yeah.
I like it. Just give me an unarmed strike.
I love how the Charlie horse description is just like the meanest thing ever and such a funny name.
Right.
Davis, I'm so sorry, man. That's a 24.
Oh, easily. My AC is 12 without the armor.
That's
Okay.
it, Valencia. That's it, Valencia. Get him in an arm lock.
See, the thing is, though, Valencia, what's your strength modifier?
2.
Yeah. So take 3 damage. It's a pretty solid hit to the back of the leg, and like kind of hurts. It buckles your knee a little bit, but that brings us to Thanos.
Would it take a full action to attempt to break the grapple?
I'm gonna say it'll be one of your attacks. If you can manage
I'll
to
attempt
do
to
it.
break the grapple,
Mhm.
just because being in a headlock isn't good.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and make those same athletics or acrobatics checks, both of you.
Well, that's another 20 for athletics.
Okay.
Okay. So, if I'm grappled, could I sort of rotate my hips around so they're perpendicular to hers to create some space? And then, I don't know if any of you have wrestled before, but with her being directly behind me, that's pretty much perfect positioning for a head and arm. So I'm going to try and sneak one of my arms under one of hers and my other arm around her neck and pivot her over my hip.
Oh, okay. Try and flip her onto the ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's risky.
Yeah, well, Your arm class is 14, Valencia?
Yes.
Yeah, just go ahead and make an attack. Make an unarmed strike. Unarmed strike.
22.
22, great.
Mhm.
Yeah, good enough. You're able to do so, and you manage to swing her around and slam her into the ground. So what's your strength modifier?
+0, but with my subclass, my unarmed strikes do 6 damage.
Holy crap, yeah. Wonderful. Yeah, so you swing her around and slam her into the ground. Valencia takes 6 points of bludgeoning. The wind's kind of knocked out of you, and you are technically prone.
Got it.
Okay,
And
that's your 2 attacks.
in wrestling, this one, the reason this is a good move is because it puts you in position for a what's it called? A half Nelson, pretty much. It's a way to pin, but we're not wrestling by those rules, so I don't know if that matters.
I mean, yeah, I'll say that you kind of switched the grapple to her.
Well, because she also had me grappled, so it wasn't a good head and arm.
That's true. No, okay, yeah, so she's just prone, not grappled. But I'm gonna say that does break your grapple, because it was a cool idea.
Okay. And so I'm on my back, and he's still kind of like kneeling, right? Or is he? Oh,
I believe so, technically, right?
If I executed the move fully, I'd be on top of you, but in breaking the grapple, I'm pretty sure I had to just, break all contact. So we're even. We're on your back.
Got it. Okay. Then from there, I would say, yeah. How tall are you, Davos?
What, 5'6"?
I think 5'6" is what I put. I don't remember. It doesn't come up all that often.
So 5'6", and I think canonically I've said I'm 6'1". So then.
Yeah, you're bigger.
Yeah, I'm short for an elf, so I'm like 5. I'm somewhere between 5 and 5'6". I'll put a number in my sheet, so I remember.
Okay. So then, seeing that like he's now trying to put me like in a half Nelson and is like getting ready to do so, I'm gonna bring my legs up and wrap my legs around his neck to try and flip him again.
Ooh,
Okay,
that's
okay.
good. That's
Cool.
a great move right
You're
there.
Yeah.
mixing judo into my Greco wrestling. How dare you?
Or
Little
Or
jujitsu.
jujitsu.
Go ahead.
That's a great jujitsu move right
Yeah,
there.
just go ahead and make a strike. Just unarmed attack again.
Okay.
You know what I like about
What is this
D&D is that
Tolkien bullshit?
they use dexterity for grappling check.
I do like that, yeah.
It's not fantastic.
Okay.
It is a 9.
A 9? That's not going to hit. So yeah, you kind of wrap your legs up around his neck. You just can't move him. He's stuck in place. Not able to do any damage to him. You've got another attack. What's up?
Okay. So, but my legs are in place, but I just can't.
Yeah,
I
he
couldn't
is.
bring
He's
him?
solid.
Got it.
Correct.
Okay. So then, if I have like my legs around his neck, I'm going to attempt to kind of like shoot from here. Like this is kind of tough. I just don't want him to be like on. Okay, I will with my legs there. I'm gonna like bear hug him and try and just roll with him to the side.
Yeah, just go ahead and make an attack. Might as well.
Okay, arm strike. I'm not trying to stick my claws in him.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 16.
That'll hit. Yeah, so you do another 3 damage to him. Right? 3, I think. Yeah. Yeah, another 3 damage to you, Thavos. I think that's all you got, right, Valencia? Bonus action?
Yeah, for the actions, and then so I'm ending up on top of him now. I'm actually gonna use some movement to just kind of roll backwards and get like 10 feet of distance between us.
That's an opportunity attack, Thavos. If you want to take it.
Our AC is higher. I rolled an 11.
Ah, okay. Yeah, he tries to make a swing at you, and you manage to roll backwards out of the way. Yeah, you guys have got a decent amount of distance now. So Thavos, you're prone. You can hop up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll roll to my feet and sort of go, okay, let's do this. And then I think Thavos isn't a trained wrestler, so I'm going to very sloppily try and shoot, which is, so like in my movement, I'll drop a knee to the ground and use it to propel me so I can wrap my arms around her legs, sort of sweep her knees out from behind and use my forehead as a battering ram, but I don't really know what I'm doing.
Okay, you're just trying to tackle her. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. Yeah, this will just be an unarmed strike.
19.
19? Yeah, you easily tackle her to the ground. Good job.
At times like this, I wish I was a fighter.
Right.
No, you wish you were a monk. That's what
I would like to remind you guys, divine strikes can be added to melee attacks. So if you want to smite each other, you could.
I don't know. I think
Just throwing it out there.
I think Valencia was under the impression this was no magic, no fighting. But if he wants to do it, that's okay.
You only agreed on armor and weapons. There wasn't anything said about magic.
I'm not gonna holy smite Thavos.
All right, fair enough. Just
If
putting
he
the
wants to
idea in
do it.
Thavos' head then. Yeah. Okay, Thavos, you got another attack. You got her on the ground. And she's prone, so you got advantage.
If she's prone, we're just going for submissions. So I'm gonna try and get her in an arm bar if I can.
Yeah, go ahead and make an attack. Okay, Thavos, yeah, 21, that'll hit. Yeah, so another 6 damage to you, Valencia, as he's pulling at your arm. It hurts. I'm gonna say he's got you grappled again.
Got it.
And you're still prone, so do with that what you will.
Let me see. Okay. I guess this does matter. What arm are you doing this to?
I'll go right. I don't think Thavos ever paid attention to which hand is your dominant hand, so he just went with his dominant hand, which is.
Damn, I should have canonically said or DM'd because I don't want to. But to be honest, like, let's go with percentages. I think her dominant hand would be her right hand because I think.
Well, here, there's a 20% chance.
Yeah,
go ahead and roll a d100.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah. Let's see. Roll under 20. She's left-handed.
Driddle, I love your company, but we're not dancing, bud.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's gonna be a slow dance. And I mean slow.
This is
You are
great.
right-handed.
Okay, so I am
You are
right.
right-handed.
Okay.
Yes, and he's got your right arm pinned. You're on your back. His legs are kind of over your head with your right arm between his legs, and he's got your right arm pinned.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Then, since it is my dominant hand, I'm going to try and break the grapple by just trying to rip my arm away to get a hold of his legs.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, so you try to break out of his arms to grab onto one of his legs. Sure.
Yeah.
Give me athletics.
You know, leg locks are also another thing. You can try and dislocate
Oh.
someone's legs.
That's true. Thavos, give me an athletics check to contest hers. Yeah, Valencia, it's a combination of the slickness of your fur and just your sheer strength you got in that arm. You rip it out of his grip, and you now have one of his legs in a pretty tight hold. Go ahead and use your second attack if you want to.
Okay.
How do you want to make it look?
So I have his leg gripped now, and I'm just going to swing my legs and try to wrap them around his neck again. Kind of like
Okay.
I'm trying to pull him, like stretch him out now.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, go ahead. Just make it an unarmed attack.
Okay.
And Thavos, for that arm bar, take inspiration.
I just love how we're just getting so nerdy about.
Oh my god,
About
it's
wrestling.
another
About
crit.
jujutsu.
I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Smite,
no.
smite, smite.
No,
Oh
that's a crit on an attack though. Give me a d20, please.
Oh no!
Oh no.
You could
You
I
dislocate his leg anyways.
You could easily dislocate part of his body. Yeah.
like dislocate
Break my
something.
neck. It's over.
No.
That would be a
Oh,
horrible way for
well.
Davos to go. Just
Oh no!
during a fight, just
Or maybe like just some bad bruising. I don't know.
No!
Um,
Oh thank god, that was almost a crit. I'm so sorry. Oh,
now,
a 14.
yeah, that's severe bruising.
Okay.
Yeah, so you managed to like wrench him, and Thavos, you just the way that she's got your leg gripped, you can feel her grip just tightening to an almost unhumane level. You can tell that your legs are going to be definitely bruised. Anytime you suffer bludgeoning damage, you will suffer double, essentially. So you're vulnerable to bludgeoning. It heals with any magical healing, or on its own within 2 weeks. So, yeah, go ahead and take 6 points of bludgeoning, and then the lingering injury. But yeah, Valencia, you now have him in another headlock with your legs. Cool. Thavos, you're grappled. What's the plan, pal? And yeah, you can tell, like, you can feel veins pop in your leg as she just grips it with just a godly strength.
Oh no.
I'm not sure. I don't know the counter to headlock with legs with a grip around my leg. I don't.
it's
Tap
called
it
having a
out.
dance with Driddle. That's the counter.
Oh no.
Everything up until now has at least been something I'm familiar with and know personally its counter. I don't know what this is.
But I will say, the rest of you guys watching, you watch as these guys just kind of tussle, rolling around on the ground. Davos grabs Valencia's leg, puts his head in a lock, and you just hear him like groan in pain as her grip
Aaron
tightens
just
around
kept
his leg.
crouching down, looking intensely at them, just waiting for Tabo to pass out.
Yeah.
She's got. So how are you? You have my head and my leg. Are you like holding my leg bent?
Yeah, I think your back's kind of arched, right? Valencia?
Yeah, we're basically like a bow in a bow and arrow right now, man. And you're
okay,
the
so you just,
you're the curvy
That's a
part.
pretty tough position.
I think this is what you call it in Davos.
actually, now that you've described it like that, that is a move, and I do know its counter.
Oh dear.
Okay.
I'm going to use my leg that isn't held to push and roll back over the top, like over my head, to try and reverse it so that Valencia's on bottom and I can get the leverage.
Okay, this is gonna be contested athletics.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I rolled a 9.
I got a 12.
Hey, yeah, Thavos, you managed to flip it around. You have your leg free, but boy, oh, is that leg sore.
Okay, because that was going to be my next one. With reverse there, that gives me the leverage. I can lock my ankles and use both legs and like extend everything to
So-
break her grip.
So
Okay.
his leg is free, but my legs are still around his head right now? Or what?
I
How
think
is it looking?
Technically? Well,
Okay.
I'm getting a little confused here too.
Yeah.
A battle map wouldn't have helped at all.
I'd be willing to take both attacks to just break the move she's doing. Is called it's a modified cradle. To
Modified
break that,
cradle,
she
okay.
just has me in like a headlock.
Kind of. Okay, I
And
see. Which
The way you break that is you link both your legs because your legs are going to be a lot stronger than their arms. So you link your legs and just straighten everything to break their grip.
Yeah, let's have that be your full turn. So now you're now completely free of her. You can roll backwards if you want to get out of her melee range if you want to, or I'll leave that up to you. Thavos, you want to stay within 5 feet?
Yeah, I'll stay within melee range there.
Okay, sounds good. Then yeah, you're up. Okay, so you're done. Does anyone want to intervene at all?
No, Taran's just eating some popcorn, just enjoying the show.
Okay.
I would have
Because I like the
face bets,
fighting.
but I don't think we did.
No, yeah, I don't think you would have either. Okay, yeah, you guys can see Thavos is limping a little bit on his left leg.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna tackle Thavos, like, with a smile. Like, I'm not trying to kill this man, but we had a bet. And I want to know if I'm going into the dark later or if he's slow dancing with Driddle. So tackle Thavos for sure.
But they just took a lot of bludgeoning damage.
Hey,
Is this fair anymore?
I have a lot of health, so I'm fine.
Let's condense it to like one roll per turn. If you want to keep describing it, that would work. But yeah,
Okay.
Valencia, go ahead and just roll to attack Thavos.
17.
17 will hit. Yeah, so Thavos takes 6 points of bludgeoning damage. As yeah, she tackles you to the ground, and Thavos, you're up.
I've been tackled.
Mhm.
So I will I think just from being tackled, I'll put her in a headlock. Like a sleeper hold. End it quick.
Go ahead and make an contested athletics check.
Got it. That is a 24.
Yeah, my athletics isn't good. That's why I was pretty sure you were going to win this.
Unsuccessful. Okay. Valencia, what's your plan here?
Okay, so I think using the fact that he was gonna try and put me in a headlock, I think I can do this now where I'm in position and I grab him around the middle and I try to suplex is headward down. What's when you flip them over and like fall back with them?
I have no idea what that's called, but I can visualize it perfectly.
Judo throw?
Yeah. Oh
Something like
yeah.
that, yeah.
No, you basically see like if this works, the plan is for you to see Thavos' legs fly into the air and like fall back with him basically.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make contested athletic checks again.
Got it. That is an 18.
Cool. Yeah, with another 11 from Thavos. Yeah, Thavos take another 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
I
As
love
Valencia
how much-
flips you over and slams you into the ground. Alright, Thavos, you're up.
I am officially, I think, at half health.
Oh gosh.
I'm just a little bit above half health. So she's beating me, and I'm just gonna be like, fine, and I'll tap. Driddle, you get a slow dance.
Alright.
As soon as I see him kind of tap, she'll smile and like hold out her hand to him, and I'm just gonna use my lay on hands pool and heal all of him back to health.
I'm down 52.
Okay, so pretty much, yeah. So you're fully healed.
Sweet, and I will give you, I think I had like 18 left, so I'll give you those.
Sweet. It's like, well, you know what, Thavos? So, you know, what a way to resolve our differences. And she'll pull you back up. You're fully healed. She goes, sorry about the Charlie horse. That was just something my brother would always do to me.
Thavos will rub his leg and be like, well, your brother must have been a hell of a fighter.
Your bruising goes down too, by the way, because of that healing. So
Yeah.
Nearing the end of the night, there's a couple bards that have pulled into the foaming mug. They're playing some tunes, and it's delightfully awkward between Driddle and Thavos. There's the height difference you got to account for, and as far as who's leading.
I will be leading as Dungle Cheeto.
I figured.
Sweep him off his feet.
Yes, disguised self Dungle Cheeto appears in his magnificent glory.
Driddle's having the time of his life. Thavos definitely gets a little bit of color in his face, and it's a little uncomfortable, but he goes through with the bet, and yeah.
I
You
will
guys finish
say,
off the night. Yeah.
if when we do dance, I will cast slow on him because that's how I interpreted the slow dance. So he looks like he's like the worst dancer ever, not able to keep up.
Perfect. Yep. Okay. Well, wonderful. With that, you guys can go ahead and mark a long rest as you guys rest over the night and get prepared to leave for Grackelstuk tomorrow.
Well, in the night, like before we all go to sleep, I did want to talk to the group and see if Driddle could send some messages and just let the people that he originally sent messages to me for, to let them know roughly where Gratz is to keep watch.
Well, I can do that. I am
Yeah.
the arcane telephone.
Yeah, so it would be to the same two people, to Roaring Horn, the Harpers, and then the person the leader of my order. I haven't thought of a name for him yet, but
That's okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I will definitely phone them and let them know that it's getting real.
Yeah. The responses are brief and businesslike, but they essentially say, information received. We will start doing things about that as soon as we can. In the night, Taran, you find yourself a little restless as you struggle to fall asleep. You eventually do, but it's like that weird, like half sleep where like you're still aware of your surroundings, but your eyes are closed and you can't move your body. You can swear you can hear footsteps outside the door, but you can't move. You're kind of stuck in that sleep paralysis. You can't really do anything about it, and you're pulled into a full dream. And you see this dark hallway that is made of carved stone, and there is this shadow of a creature moving through it. You're in kind of a third-person view of the hallway, and so you're not necessarily like in, and you don't view it coming towards you. You can just view it moving through. It is.
Do I have my swords on me?
What was that?
Do I have my swords on me?
No, you don't. Then again, you're kind of like out of body and just observing this happen. You don't feel any control over the situation.
I guess I'll get closer to it and just see if I can get a better look at it.
Make a perception check. You don't have dark vision, do you?
I do with my goggles, but that was a 9.
9. It is shrouded in shadow and darkness. You are unable to make out anything beyond a silhouette. It looks vaguely humanoid, but the way that it's moving is very savage and animalistic. And it is searching for something. You can see the mannerisms and how it's frantically looking around, maybe trying to take in a scent through its nose, scrabbling around with its hands and claws, trying to find something. You don't know, but it is frantic and it is panicked. Eventually, it goes down this hallway a ways, and it finds a couple openings, and they're not like doorways or even windows. They're just holes in the wall, about 2.5, 3 feet wide. And it starts sticking its head through the holes, looking around, taking deep breaths in through the nose, just scrambling down the hallway again, sometimes just dropping to all fours. It doesn't look well, it doesn't look sane. And eventually, it does finally find a hole that seems to be what it's looking for, and it crawls and forces its body through this small hole, and that's when the dream ends and you wake up. Go ahead and make me a wisdom save.
Huh. That was weird. Okay, wisdom save. And that is a 14.
Go ahead and give me a D100 and a D10 in addition to that.
A 51.
Okay.
And on the D10, it's a 1.
Ooh. But I'm going to message you something. You guys can go ahead and talk amongst yourselves as I do so.
Oh no. Did everyone see that? He got
I
No.
could feel it.
Yeah, there was a
I just
smile
don't
that
think
creeped
that's
up.
a
And you find yourself, getting ready for bed and dozing off. You guys are in a tavern, so I would assume you're not doing watches, and most of you have your own rooms. So,
Correct.
Unless someone wants to take a bunk bed, yeah, I'll be in my own room.
I still have my my awakened shrub always with me. So
that's true. Yeah.
me and the shrub will switch off.
Let's go ahead and make a perception check for the shrub, if you don't mind.
Does Cleve just watch you sleep, Davos?
No,
He's standing there
doing
menacingly.
his own thing.
He's on a Cleve side quest?
I have things for him to do. Don't worry.
Don't worry about it. I think Valencia would have just stopped to talk to Romp for a little bit, because that's just their thing.
Okay, yeah.
Ooh, wow. Real good.
Well,
Real
it's the
good.
morning now, right?
Not quite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we kind of jumped back a little bit before your dream.
Oh.
And then Brand, go ahead and make a perception check for you as well. And I'm hesitant to give you disadvantage, but we'll say that you wear off the alcohol pretty quickly.
I mean, worst case scenario, I always have the the potion of like sleepless. Like I don't need to sleep for the night.
Right. Okay. At some point in the night, you're sitting on your bed. You got your shrub in his dormant position. You're going about your business, meditating, whatever you like. When you hear a thump, and you look up, and your pack has been opened, and the bag of holding is on the ground, right in front of the pack.
My bag of holding is open on the ground.
Mm-hmm. It was in the pack.
I will use Thorn Whip to grapple it to me.
Yeah. It's over to you. It's in your hand.
And I'll do use perception to look, but like as I'm closing it, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. I will say it wasn't open. The drawstrings are still closed.
Oh, but it fell on the ground.
It did, and it was inside the pack, so it couldn't have just jumped out on its own.
Wait, what fell out of the pack?
The bag of holding. So the bag of holding was inside the pack, and it is now outside of the pack somehow on its own.
Bag in a bag. Okay. I do look curiously around the room, and I tell my shrub in giant to keep a vigilant. Oh no, sorry, the shrub was common. The trees were giant.
Okay.
So in common, I tell it to keep a vigilant watch.
You do notice that your door is also cracked.
I immediately look out I tell the shrub to keep an eye on the room and scream if it sees anything. And I open my door to look out.
You don't see
I'm holding
anything.
the bag like tightly in my hand, so if it wiggles, moves, or opens, I'm aware. I'm trying to see if I have any spells that allow me to help with this.
You don't see anything. As you peek your head out the door, you hear your shrub moving into a position that it can kind of view the room a little better. And as it stops, you hear the scuffle of footsteps just for half of a second after the shrub.
In the room with me.
In the room with you.
I cast Fairy Fire on the room. I will hit myself with that, but...
That's a very good move, Brand. That's a very good move.
If it's Gross, I'm gonna cry.
Let me read this spell. Hold on.
I will also cry.
I don't like this.
I'm slowly turning into like Timmy's dad from Fairly Odd Parents with Grotz instead of Dinklebird, just Grot.
Oh, I'll also actually, before I throw the Fairy Fire up, because I do have a fear now, I want Symbiotic Entity and toss.
Okay, yeah, so you swell into the symbiotic entity form, cast Fairy Fire, and there's a tiny little, like, 1.5 foot tall sized silhouette that forms in the Fairy Fire, completely invisible right next to your pack. And as it looks down and, like, whips its head around and notices the Fairy Fire, it starts scrambling past you towards the door.
Oh, that door is closed, and I'm going to cast Command on it to kneel.
Ooh.
Punch it into the wall.
Wait, do I have anything better than that?
I will say you can tell this creature has a tail and horns, but it is otherwise mostly humanoid.
Actually, I'm gonna cast Earthbind. It is choose one creature that you can see within range. Yellow strings of magic energy loop around the creature. It must make a strength save 16, or its movement speed becomes 0. Yellow rope tendrils, and I'll say it's more of like fungi rot, like almost like spider webs shooting up and tangling around. So it gives me a better idea of its height and form.
Okay, I'll make that your action. You got anything else before it tries something else?
It does the halo spores damage to it.
Okay.
What the hell is this thing?
For once, I have an idea, but
I have an idea, but I don't want to spoil it yet.
Okay,
Please don't,
con save. That's a 12.
Yeah, please don't. I have no idea.
So go ahead and what was the symbiotic? What was the symbiotic entity damage?
Back so I can see it. A D8. Oh, because it doubles that. I think because I'm mason bag at D form though. Yeah, I rolled double it. So 2 D8s.
Yikes. Okay.
6.
Oh, yikes. You let out these spores. And what type of damage is that? Necrotic?
Yep.
Oh, yikes. Yeah, you let out these spores, and this creature just like grabs itself by its throat and starts reeling and writhing. You can hear it screeching. I gotta roll a con save or a concentration check. Hold on. Dang it. Invisibility drops, and you can now see this little creature wreathed in purple flame of the fairy fire, tied down to the ground with earthbind, and now coughing up black ichorous blood. It is a green scaled insect-like creature. This is a quasit, but you got him down to 1 HP. So
What's its name?
that you don't.
Now that I can see it, I disperse the cloud of spores and can I make another action?
I think because you caught him so off guard and just really hammered into him. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Charm Monster on it.
Ooh.
Wisdom 16.
Yikes. He's not rolling very well so far. Let's see.
You need to be charmed by me for 1 hour.
You gotta be kidding me. He's got a +0. That's 10. You still have him earthbound, so his arms, as much as he can reach up and brace his neck, he's tied down to the ground, coughing up this black gunk. The veins around his eyes and throat and chest are all black from those spores. Yeah, he's charmed.
Child, tell me, child, what were you doing?
Returning what was taken.
And what was that?
Coming for Gratstar.
You have his sword.
So he sent a booger out to get it?
And your master, where is he now?
I don't know, he reaches out to me through my mind. But I will have you know, if I fail, more will come.
That is why you won't fail me, child.
It's not you I'm worried about failing.
Oh, I won't fail. All you demon ones will fall one by my name. Big guy. To help, but I can. Ooh! He's charmed for 1 hour. I'm gonna use planar binding.
Gosh.
It's an hour-long cast.
Dang it. Good move. Yeah, he just kind of chills for an hour, and he stays silent unless you talk to him. Like, yeah, he's friendly to you, but he's not happy. He's not happy, and he's not well.
What is your name?
He looks at you and kind of chuckles and says,
We might be friends, but I'm not that stupid.
Oh. You got me. Oh, that's cute. See the pic you posted.
Right.
The thing I posted, yeah, that's kind of what they look like in the game.
Oh fuck, I need to go back to the planner. Mind spell. Charisma 16 save after it finishes.
Okay. And you're it'll kick in right after your charm ends. So.
I want to name it.
If anything, I'd give him disadvantage because he's charmed.
He's
Yeah,
naming
that was a 13. Yeah, he is
He is
Your
ours.
mind bitch for 24 hours. And since I already know I'm going to be going to sleep, while I'm chilling with him, and this will be the last thing I do because I need to go to sleep after this. And during this time, my shrub, I would sleep for at least an hour, and then it's going to watch over me.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Planar Binding again, but at 6th level. So now instead of it lasting 24 hours, it will last 10 days.
10 days. Okay. Yeah, you do so. And this, it's not quite visible. It's more transparent than anything. This arcane shackles around his neck and wrists appear just for half a second before they vanish again, but you know that they're there. He is bound to you, yeah, and he is not happy about it. Especially now that charm spell dropped, yeah. He's not happy, but he's bound.
A simple command. You are never allowed to harm, kill, maim, scare, or ruin anyone I name friend or ally, or your life will be gone in an instant. And I
For
promise
10
you will not be
days at
sent
least.
back. Oh, don't worry about the days. Count all you want, but it won't end. And no harm comes to any of them, my shrub, plants, and allies included. As I ask him, keep watch and scream if you see anything. And I tell my shrub the same, and my shrub specifically to wake me.
Okay. Sounds good. And you've now got 2 creatures watching over you. I'll find some good art for this guy. Yeah, wonderful. Very, very well done. That was good. Okay, but the night passes. Yeah. Morning comes. What's the plan, guys?
I guess we start going to the shore if we're gonna go across the lake.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, before I even leave the room, I do ask like how long he can stay invisible, and if he can be indefinitely, I'm gonna have him be invisible on my shoulder or back.
As long as I desire.
Be invisible until I say otherwise.
He nods.
Stay on me.
Okay.
So one side I have the visible quake off, the other side I have the shrub.
Okay. Wonderful.
Before we set off, I would, since she doesn't really have any previous experience with the Underdark, say how long would it take us to get across the lake as opposed to go on land?
So land is going to take you about 8 to 9 days. The lake will take you 5 to 6 days.
So she definitely has to party. What's the? I know it's quicker, but didn't you say something came out of it?
Well, that
Everything comes out of the dark lake.
That was in Slubadop after some Kuatoa did some little ritual thing.
And the Dark Lake is huge. It's caverns like everywhere else in the Underdark. It's just these ones are full of water. So it's large and it's massive and it's very complicated. So the chance we run into anything specifically is very low.
Do we know what lives in the Underdark? Or no, not in the Dark Lake specifically. Were there any notable creatures common?
We ran to a troll once.
Yeah, there's aquatic trolls down there. Do you want to give me a history check? You have advantage as well.
Sure.
You said it was a quaggoth?
A quasit.
Quasit.
They're like imps, but demon.
11.
11. Was that with advantage?
Yes.
Okay. With an 11, yeah, you're familiar with aquatic trolls. A lot of dangerous overworld creatures live in the Dark Lake. Well, overworld, underwater creatures. For example, there are Kuatoa, there are marrow quippers, which are similar to piranhas but much more vicious. Let's see. Anyone who was there for the Blending Stone attack, go ahead and give me a history check.
Okay. I will do that.
Not with advantage. This is just a straight roll.
I'm so good at history.
24.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
never mind.
Thanos, no.
Yeah, don't even worry about rolling the rest of you there. Taran, you specifically remember that there was a creature that was with Demogorgon as he arrived. It was these manta ray looking creatures that were ripping apart Kiwatoa. I don't think that you would know what they're called, but you've seen them before.
Yeah, they're pretty vicious beasts.
And they got pretty big too. They got about 6 to 7 feet wide.
Yeah, let's just be on guard for those. Aquatic trolls, quivers, marrow, stuff like that.
Wow, this sounds terrible. Before we head off, I think I would want to talk to Thavos and see if he would be able to help me kind of get the mark off, because it seems like we're just broadcasting our location with me traveling with you.
Gotcha. I'm trying to recall exactly what I said.
Yeah.
To get rid of the mark. Let me try and pull some stuff up here. I think we decided it was remove curse at a higher level, right?
I believe that's what you said, but I only have remove curse at base level, so it'd be a check. I
That's
think
right.
is what you decided.
Yeah. Because, let's see, he casted this spell on you. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so I have the DC. If you want to try and cast remove curse, you can. It's going to be an spellcasting check.
Yeah, so I guess you would just say, like, you know, I know it is a demon lord, but like even if it was just an attempt, because I don't like.
I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and cast that and make that spellcasting or that charisma check. A high DC, I will tell you. You did not.
And then what kind of?
So for you, it'd just be a straight charisma check, I believe.
Okay.
Let me
No
double check.
proficiency or anything?
We're kind of doing it as dispel magic. Let me look at an ability check using your spellcasting ability. Yeah, so just a charisma check, and I will let you know that the DC is 19. I'm sorry, 18.
Proficiency or just the stat?
Just the stat.
Okay. I got a 12.
So, in an attempt to remove this mark, Thavos, go ahead and also make me a Constitution saving throw.
24.
Nice. Valencia, unfortunately, you don't get to make the save.
No worries.
Valencia, go ahead and take 26 points of acid damage, and Thavos, take 13. As you try and dispel this mark, and it just lashes out at you with dark energy. You feel just skin melting away and leaving burns. Quite the acidic explosion, but just between you two. So
Oof.
I can try one more time if you're willing.
I think she starts to scream a little bit, kind of catching her breath, and she kind of shakes it off. And I think she's really determined because she hates the idea of Grot's. That was a lot of dice rolls. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, in character, she would hate this, and she kind of grits her teeth and holds on to, I guess, like to whatever furniture they're sitting on, and she kind of nods her head at him and goes, "Do it."
I'll take off my belt and put it like, bite this.
I take it.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. 22. Because like a DC 18, I have a +5. That isn't. It's a little higher than average, but not that high.
Okay, let's see here. Okay. What does this spell look like, do you think?
Remove curse.
Yeah.
I think with Thavos's paladin-iness, it's almost like she has the mark, And I think it's almost like removing this curse is using his magic to burn the mark off her, like cauterize it, to just purge the magic. It just destroys it instead of doing anything, nice. It's like, well, you want it gone, here you go, brand it.
You kind of place your hand over where the mark is on her, and Valencia, you see smoke come off of his hand, and you smell flesh burning. Take 21 points of fire damage, and it freaking hurts. With your sharp teeth, you punched 4 new belt notches into his belt. But as he pulls his hand away, there's a faint scar in the shape of his hand now, instead of the mark.
Yeah, I think like her claws had dug into, let's just say it was like the chair, like they're fully like into this chair, and she's like screaming as the sizzling stops, and then she's just breathing heavy as like the belt falls out of her mouth, and she's just kind of like recovering, kind of slumped over the chair.
Yeah, it's not enjoyable.
Yeah. And she'll just lay her on hands herself, I guess.
Yeah.
And
so you got a new mark, but it's different, and this one doesn't contain an 8th level curse. So
trying to catch her breath again, then she just says thank you.
Anytime. And this way, sort of gesture at the hand mark, like, this way, you'll remember me.
It's kind of hard not to at this point. And she'll like just put on, or kind of like just try to cure it as best as she can and put her armor back on.
Okay.
I'm gonna lay on hands myself as well.
Yeah. You can take care of a lot of the immediate burning and pain, but the scar is still there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. With that, you guys pack up and get ready to leave towards Racklestug. Again, it's going to take about a day and a half to get to the Dark Lake. Taryn, do you want to navigate?
Sure. Yeah, I will do that. I have disadvantage though.
I will give you guidance along the way.
It is true,
Thank
you
you.
have disadvantage.
I'll keep you, and then I keep
I
recasting.
do a
it.
disadvantage.
I
But
just
it's
give
still
you
a 24.
You can do this.
Oh wow.
I believe
Well, if
you.
with guidance, it's a 25 with disadvantage.
Are you doing anything about the disadvantage?
I think she's like. I think for an hour or two, she tries to ignore it, but she's just like distracted. I mean, she's still doing a good job, but anyone with a decent insight can tell she's a bit distracted.
Oh, and I think everyone could tell that. Yeah.
And her eyes just kind of like dart towards Brand. Says, "Hey, Brand.
Yeah,
You still got that sword, right?"
I do. And he whispers to you, and I found a new ally last night. I told you it'd be safe with me.
I know. I just, can I take a look? Can I take a look at it? Kind of want to see it.
I tell my new friend, as I look to the shoulders invisible, close your eyes and look away now.
If you insist.
And I look back to Tarn.
Who are you talking to?
Are we still in the town, or are we on our own?
I think you guys are on the road at this point.
We're on the road.
Okay, so at that point, I'd let everyone else see. Reveal
Yeah.
yourself to everyone.
And he kind of literally shakes his invisibility off of him like a wet cat. You guys see this scaly little creature sitting on Brand's shoulder. Thavos, you'd be able to see the arcane shackles around its neck and wrists.
We've all been there, kid.
I mean, disgusting little thing.
Yeah,
but-
is that like a booger?
He flips
It
you
was
off.
actually
Dribble.
sent here by Grix himself.
Did
to
you
take the
wait?
sword back.
You got a new pet? I mean, you got a new pet?
More like servant.
Okay. Does it have a name?
I haven't named it yet, and it refuses to tell me its name for now.
Well, you should give it one.
Name it Booger.
Honestly, it's sounding right the more you say it. How do you like
Booger!
the name Booger as I look to it?
It doesn't even look at you. It's got its eyes trained on Taran.
Why are we continuing to let these things live? And she's like,
Because I look
mad.
to you. The reason I'm
Because-
keeping this
because
alive is if it
memes.
dies, all it does is travel back to the abyss.
I mean, if we run out of food,
No,
It's like
you
a foot and a
cannot
half
eat-
tall.
I
Because memes,
don't
that's
recommend
fine.
eating demon meat.
Okay.
But he does blatantly say, like, if we let this thing go, it just has information for Grix. For now, that's why I'm keeping it with me, under my control, with Spelina binding, and Charm Monster if need be. He's after the sword still.
or it travels with us, learns what we learn, and then are you keeping
and then we kill it
forever?
as soon as the spell wears off.
That's why I'm having it look away at times.
Should we just put a blindfold over him?
We can make a mini mask to cover his eyes. I'm fine with that.
Little sleep
Put
mask.
him in a gimp suit.
Yikes.
Ugh,
Gross.
no.
No, that is planar binding.
I make
Oh.
a little burlesque. outfit with,
Now this-
That was good. I like that.
Ugh.
But anyway, Brand, I mean, can I see, sir, can I...
The sword was super
This might
cursed.
sound weird, but I think if I might... Listen, I kind of want to see... I'm kind of curious about how the sword feels in my hands.
I stabbed
I also
you.
might be able to
Okay,
concentrate
as soon as I
better,
hear her
but-
say we have to put it in her hands, and we already had the thing happen before with Brittle holding it, and then shit going bad.
I know, but I
Wasn't
made a
like a
stronger...
holding
I've got a strong will, okay? I've got a
I'm
strong
fine
will.
with showing the sword to show proof that it's safe, but I'm not letting anyone touch it again. We need to right. We have to get rid of the curse for it first, if anyone, because we want Ron to use it or someone else to use it.
We couldn't get the curse off though.
No,
Wait,
but
No, I think he'll.
oh,
I also
Taryn-
will have higher spells soon, so I might
Wait,
be able to do
Taryn,
something.
why are you so interested in just holding the sword? Like, we've seen that it's cursed. Are you okay?
I don't know. It's just like, I don't know.
Is
Are you
Taryn
really
kind of
intrusive?
like...
I don't know. I must have slept wrong or something, and I haven't been able to concentrate.
Yeah,
I haven't been able to concentrate all morning, and I
sorry,
need that sword.
yeah, with
You
that,
want
Taryn,
me?
like, Taryn, are
Booze.
you like getting visibly upset and like angry as we're kind of questioning you, just to kind of build it in my head?
She's getting a little bit.
I think
I would
it's
say
more like annoyance, more so that you
It's
like
like
you guys
annoyance.
aren't telling her.
it's like annoyance with like a little hit with a hint of desperation.
Yeah, I think that kind of look is new for Valencia to see in Taryn. It's like, well,
Yeah,
Taryn,
Terrence
like,
aren't
we're-
usually like this.
Yeah, I was like, Taryn, no one's doubting that you're, of course, made of stronger things, but, are you sure you're okay? Something doesn't seem right with you.
Says, I don't know, but listen, if I could just hold the sword for like, I don't know, for 5 minutes. I don't know.
You remember even holding it for a few seconds, lost total control of his body. I'm sorry, I'm not risking this time.
That's why I got you guys with me, just in case.
I know,
I'm not risking it right now.
We're not getting to just in case though. We're not letting you hold that sword.
Yeah,
We're gonna eventually get rid of the curse, and then if you want to use it, I'm fine with that.
yeah, Taryn, like, we're all on
Okay.
your side here. We don't want you to be upset or anything. I mean, I don't think anyone should be touching the sword, really. Are you sure you're okay? She's really concerned about you now.
Says, yeah. No, I mean, I think so.
She'll pet
I'm
you on
gonna
the
use-
shoulder. Yeah.
I'm gonna use a divine
This day is
sense
gonna suck.
and a detect evil and good, just in case. Level all of the detection magics I have.
Do you remember when you used the same kind of abilities on Prince Darendil and Seraph? You saw little wisps of tethers tracing out of the base of their skull. Taran has not one, but two of these black purple tethers. One of them is rather bold, coming out of the base of her skull. The other one comes out as she speaks.
And then, since both of those are area effect spells, I'm also going to take a look at everyone else while I'm. So that's not good. Let's see who else is compromised.
Well, I will say with Divine Sense, bing, 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 there's a demon on Brand's shoulder.
I also I have seen invisibility.
Oh, you do?
eyes.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you would have.
I was
going to
mention it, but the closet didn't seem like a big enough deal to interrupt proceedings. So
you could have taken him out in one hit if you wanted to.
After
you
you
didn't get
say
a
that,
rest last
Brand
night.
gets concerned. Well, normally if you see one invisible, I would like to know right away, because I might not have known he was there, but this one is under.
he was on your shoulder. I assumed it was okay.
Glancing around at the group, there is the faintest little whisper of a connection on both Driddle and Drogan, and Thabos. If you speak at all, you can see your breath has a color to it. There is zero tether to Brand at Valencia.
I think as Thavos is doing this, like, Valencia's just kind of trying to calm and ease Taryn down as much as she can.
Listen, you are my friend, and I trust your judgment. I do. Okay, fine. I won't touch it. I'm just gonna be kind of ticked off. I don't know how long. Just, ugh.
No, and that's fine. I mean, we have a lot to be angry about. Just, she's looking a little confused and worried for her. I imagine,
Taran just keeps looking at Brand's back.
Well, Valencia or anyone else is talking to Taran, I'm gonna pass that a trace at will on myself and disappear into our big group of people.
Interesting. As you vanish, Taran, the Quasit's voice kind of rings out, not quite in your mind, but quietly, and just says,
I'm not a pet hobbit. Nice try.
He spits at you.
Says, yes.
He's already gone.
Yes, hobbits are awfulses.
Oh no.
Okay, Brand, you're gone. You guys can continue traveling. You got your large entourage with you, so.
Creepy, the strands, though. Like, what do they represent?
I think I'll stick with Taryn for maybe a few steps back, just kind of trying to talk to her a little bit, trying to keep things light.
Taryn was one of the non-creepy ones, though. I don't know who I want to walk with.
As
the
we're
Modron,
going,
I guess.
I'm gonna try and bring Valencia aside and be like, okay. So, the reason that Taran is acting so irrationally is because her mind is being influenced. So is Drogan, and so is Driddle. There's not a ton we can do about it, but Taran is the farthest gone. You and Brand are clean.
Well, good clean. I think she still smells that lingering flesh burnt smell is still in her nose.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, well, I mean, it wasn't for Gratz's lack of trying, but is there any way, like, you can help her? Or is it going to be something like what happened with Eladiv, where we might have to find someone a lot stronger? Maybe a cleric?
I don't know. I think that'd be a question for Drogan. I don't think I can help her.
But if
and I'm not sure you could either.
And she's looking really worried at maybe Taryn's back now, and looking back at him like, well, do you know, is it just this madness that you have told me about?
I think it's inevitable. We're hunting demon lords. No one gets out unscathed. I think best we can do is manage symptoms and know that if she wants to touch a sword, don't let her touch a sword.
But we can't watch her all the time. She's our, she's our ally. We're meant to trust them. Maybe it would be best if we took some time to help. Like you said, manage. I know we can't do a full restoration of the fact. I know dark things like this take time to heal. I mean, look at what happened with
restoration
Elizabeth.
of this.
Go ahead and make either religion or arcana check, either Valencia or Thanos. Meanwhile, Brand, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
It's an 11.
Well, I got a 6, so...
Yeah, this is going to be completely outside your
I
wheelhouse.
got a 35 because of my past letter grace on stealth.
If you want to message me what you're doing, if you're doing anything specific. Yeah, Thanos and Valencia, you know that maybe it can be fixed, but it's going to be way outside your wheelhouse.
Like
I'm not an exorcist. I stab things and they die.
we're heading into the maze, Thavos. Like, this is... I don't know if we can continue with Terran in this way. What, having Brand watch his every move around her? Or having to watch her? This isn't right.
When
We
I
can't leave her like
detected
this.
when I detected the tethers and like the influence on each of the party members, were they different colors? Was there like a hint as to who potentially has influence over each of them, or was it just madness, madness, madness?
No, they were different colors. Tarn's was black and purple. Driddle's was... I think it was like a... let me check my notes. Hold on.
Was the purple one the small one or the big one?
Both. Both were like blackish, purplish mixed.
Oh, okay. It wasn't the same color as the scrying orb that's been watching me, is it?
No, specifically distinctly a different color. Yeah.
Okay.
Which that one I'll get to that later.
Okay.
Both Drogon and Driddle, their tethers are like a dark navy. Yours, on the other hand, was a sickly green with like specks of red and like dashes of crimson.
Okay. Consult the book to see if there's any reference in a way that I could use to figure out what these colors mean, or is that beyond my wheelhouse?
Oh, you can give it a shot. Give me a religion check. It's a high DC. I don't know if this info is going to be in the book.
If you want to, maybe you can use Gromp's notes, and I don't know, maybe we still have his stuff.
Oh, I forgot you had that.
I'm not going to do it now, but in the next long rest, because I get 4 hours of extra doing things times as an elf, I'm going to break out our entire library of demonic resources to try and figure this out. Because, having Taran be influenced is not great. Knowing that I'm influenced is unacceptable.
Okay. Yeah, give me that religion check. For now, just a straight roll with the one demonology book. But then when you make it later on, it might be different. So.
Yeah, 12.
12, you're not sure. I mean, you can make logical connections as to people's, actual color schemes, but that's hard to say.
Yeah. Like, well, I can tell you that one demon lord has a strong hold on Taran. A different demon lord has a weak to medium hold on Driddle and Drogon.
But you don't mention yourself, right? You're being sneaky.
No, I'm not bringing up the fact that I'm...
Got it.
I doubt it, yeah.
Just to be clear, not to metagame. All right.
Mm-hmm. And I'm talking specifically to Valencia, because as far as I know, her mind is her own. That doesn't mean that she believes the things I believe, but I know that she at least believes them herself.
Right.
Okay, because I'm like, my brain's eavesdropping in, but you can't see him.
Well,
so
yeah, I was going to say, with the 35 of stealth, you probably could do that, yeah.
But I'm going to message Stavos as well.
Okay. The rest of the day, there's a tension, obviously, through the party. Existence of mystery of what may or may not be influencing you all. Plus the looming threat of the Dark Lake as you slowly approach it. Makes it so that none of you sleep especially well the next night. Enough to get a long rest. As you guys continue traveling for the second day, Tara, go ahead and give me a survival check. With advantage because of your map, and not disadvantage because you no longer are obsessed with the sword.
Yes. 16. It was worse when I was with the sword than
That's true.
with the madness.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you still have my guidance. You have the D4.
That's true.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, throw a d4 on there.
All right, 18.
18. You're much more focused today. And you're starting to pick up on tunnels that are ringing bells in your memory, and you realize that these are some of the same tunnels you went through to get to Blendingstone on the way out of the Underdark the first time. You take some detours, and you don't recognize some tunnels, and but the majority of them for this day of travel are similar, if not the same. A little after your midday break, you are able to hear the sounds of rushing water off in the distance. And you finally meet the shoreline of the Dark Lake.
Yeah. Now we
I
need
will
a boat.
say, you guys ditched a boat here months and months and months ago. And it was this same cavern. You've figured out a way to guide yourself back to this same exact cavern. There are, how do I put this? Scraps of it left. It looks like someone came and just completely ransacked it, stripped it for parts, and left crumbs.
I figured we wouldn't find much, especially with a large group. Oh fuck, my trees won't be able to come with us, most likely.
Well, we could go to Mantle Dareth has a boat. We could try
Mantle
going
Dareth,
there.
that's going to be a little bit of backtracking. You went due south from Blendingstone to get to the Dark Lake. Mantle Dareth is kind of northeast of where you are now.
I mean,
About a
Brent,
day's
how many
travel.
slots do you have for water walking?
Not enough.
Valencia wasn't like super
Water walking's
happy
only an hour,
with
so.
the whole like going over the lake thing, so she'll pipe up. Maybe it's just maybe it's a sign we should probably head on land.
I'll walk up behind her and be like, well, we're not going over the Dark Lake. At least there's no chance that you fall in.
5 hours is how long it lasts.
Oh, well, considering that your leg is probably still sore, there wasn't any chance of me taking a swim, was there, Thavos?
I'll sort of shrug, like, you never know. There's all kinds of things in the Dark Lake. Anything could turn a boat over.
She gets nervous at that. She doesn't like that. She's looking concerned.
Tarn just elbows him in the thigh.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, Modron,
And-
if
and
we
you
brought you
still-
raw materials, could you build a boat?
The Modron responds to you, Driddle, and says, we have no experience in building seafaring craft.
What about flying
Did
craft?
you all just walk?
Affirmative.
Oh.
Is there maybe no not very deep areas that maybe we can kind of save time to cross? She's kind of looking at all of you having like been here before. Maybe something
could
shallower.
use,
There is the option if you guys want to just like kind of tread the border of the Dark Lake. There might be ships docked that you can snag.
Oh, that's true.
There's
Could
a
I use-
possibility.
While we do that, I'll use mold earth and shape water to kind of like make more easier walking terrain as we go around the side, if
Okay.
need be at times. I can also freeze the water to make ice for people to walk on.
True. So yeah, that's an option. You can just kind of scavenge along the coastline and see if you find something. As far as continuing along the Dark Lake, that might be your best option. If you want to just ditch the Dark Lake idea and just walk along the border once you get to Racklestone, that's fine too.
Because our whole group is with us now, right? There's no one left at the tower. And I'm
My
Uh,
shield guardian's at the tower. I can send a message to him.
I left my
Not that he can
actual
respond,
tree,
but-
a
I
giant
know,
mushroom.
but in terms of like the Order of the Gauntlet, everyone's
Right.
here with us.
I
Look-
believe so, but I mean, we can retcon that if you want. If you guys want to, we can say that more people were left behind. I think the intention was to just bring as many people as you could to the labyrinth for just extra backup.
Mm-hmm. It's like, look.
Actually, I think it would be valid if we want to leave any amount of them behind, because one, traveling will be easier. Two, we have at least 2 ways to teleport back to them and teleport them back to wherever we would like. So I think we'd be okay with leaving them.
Okay. Well, in that case, yeah, we can
It's
say
for the
that.
party, at least, like, say if you want to or not. But
Yeah.
I could use transfer via plants to travel everyone.
Okay.
I think just from the amount of stories that she's heard from you guys in like your initial, imagine this all. I imagine like over the fire, you guys have told her, like your travels, but prior to her joining, and she's looking at this like lake with very uneasily. Like maybe we should avoid having like traveling over a place where it's not easily escapable. Like if we were on land.
It's no more dangerous than any tunnel in the Underdark. It is water, though, so that's...
Water's my specialty. That's why I wasn't.
I was like, she points at her arm and says, "I'm basically an anchor. I will sink to the bottom."
I have many spells he would not sink, but I do understand if you don't wish to. But if we travel on land, then I'd rather just keep the party with us, I guess. The other people, because they don't hindrance us.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If you want to have your entourage stay at the tower, that is completely fine. I'll kind of make it loose. Like if you guys want to say that someone has been with you the whole time, I'm totally cool with that. We'll make it a soft. They stay. Okay. But with that being said, with the 8 of you, including Dritz and Ront, you guys continue your travel along the edge of the Dark Lake, scavenging, looking for any kind of craft that you can salvage into something that you can use. And we'll use Taran's survival check from earlier for the rest of the day. It's a more successful day of travel. There's still kind of that looming tension over you guys of the possibility of whatever Thavos saw. But it's passing, moving to the back of your minds while it may still be there. So, as far as watches go, what would you guys like to do for this second night of travel?
I'm going to stay awake.
Yeah, I think I'd be open to taking second watch.
I'll take first watch.
Can I take the third watch?
Mm-hmm.
I think it might be best if I stay awake a bit.
Can I stay awake with Tarn at the same time?
If you guys, yeah.
I mean, it seems like, I really want to think I'm made of sterner stuff, but honestly, it seems like I'm the target of a lot of these nasty dreams.
And I will say that, Tarn, when you do get sleep, you're a little scared to sleep, understandably. So, but we'll start off with Brand. Go ahead and give me that perception check, and if you have your shrub and your closet out with you, go ahead and make it with advantage.
Oh, I'll roll again then. Ooh, natural 20.
Very nice. You keep a very watchful eye on your group, the surroundings, those that are in your group that you may have reason to distrust, namely the green guy on your shoulder, who takes a minute and you just gotta watch him. He is clearly deep in thought, trying to find some kind of loophole in your words so that he can just stab someone or something, or just sneak into the bag, grab the sword, and leave, or he is racking his brain and not coming up with anything. So, but the night is quiet. You're reminded of the eerie silence that exists in this Underdark. There's no wildlife, there's no birds, there's no frogs croaking, no crickets. It's just dead quiet. When someone moves in their sleep, you can hear every shift. It's a little overstimulating at some points.
The lake was as close as the swamp. One place he felt free.
And where you guys are still kind of close to the Dark Lake, you can kind of hear the tides and the lapping of the waves on the shore, but it's still too quiet. Okay. Moving on to Valencia on second watch.
I think I would have sat by Taryn as she's kind of going into a fitful sleep and put my hand on her head and just kind of like, you know, like the massaging the temples a bit, something like my mom would have done for me on travels. Just kind of like
Taryn kind of leans into it, and
And
she just
it just
she
kind
finds
of like
it comforting.
yeah, and just kind of like keeping an eye on her, not like a watch, but it's more of just like a genuine concern. 26.
Yeah, I got you. 26, very nice. Again, quiet, too quiet. You'll notice that as Bran goes to sleep, the closet stays awake. And he's like kind of dozing off, but then he'll shake himself back awake and like pinch himself to keep himself awake. As again, it looks like he's just lost in thought. He starts like scribbling in the dust below him and brushes it out, like gets frustrated and holds his head. He is thinking as hard as he can. But there's nothing else that you notice in the night. Let's see. And then it was Driddle and Taran for the last watch, correct?
Yes.
Okay. One of you can go ahead and make that with advantage, or both of you make it separately.
Which one do you want,
I'll
Taryn?
make it with advantage.
Okay.
Because I have really good perception.
Yeah, mine sucks, so be my guest.
17.
Okay. Yeah, with the 17, your sleep was not great. You're doing your best to keep an eye out, but you're having a hard time keeping your eyes awake or your eyes open, and it's just your mind is full and your body is just begging for sleep, but you know that you can't. Nearing the halfway point of your watch, you kind of hear the tides increase in volume, and with that, you'd expect like a fog on the surface, but instead of fog, crawling up to you guys is the sometimes purple, sometimes green, slightly psychedelic mist that is the treacherous, just kind of suffusing the area around you, about 3 inches off the ground, just enough to move when you walk.
Ew.
Yeah. But nothing seems to come of it, so. The night passes, you guys can mark a long rest, and get ready for your next day of travel.
During that long rest, because it's only 4 hours, I'm going to, instead of taking a watch, I'm going to break out Gromp's notebooks, I'm going to break out the demonology book we have, everything that I can think of that might contain knowledge about the demons, and try and figure out, how the demonic madness works, which demons might be which colors, how, ways to combat it, because I know we can, because we did it without it, but it seemed sort of brute forcey with very high level spells to see if there's a way to get around it.
It was Drogon's uncle that did the majority of that work too.
Yeah, because I don't think we're capable of the way he did it. He's
if you bust open the book, I'll read it with you. Just because I'm curious.
Let me ask this: what skill do you want this to be?
I'm not particularly good at any of the skills of
I could try if you want to read it with me.
Or deduction. Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll let Driddle pick which skill he wants to roll with advantage.
My best one would Arcana work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great, and you said with advantage?
Correct. With Thavos' help and the help of all of these grimoires and books.
It's not that good. 16. If I fail, though, I can spend a sorcery point to reroll, I think.
That was below. Yeah, go ahead and spend a sorcery point.
Yeah.
Try and get another.
Still with advantage?
I guess with that sorcery point you could reroll both. Yeah.
Woo! That's a lot better. 25.
25. There you go. Jorgen, you kind of, or not Jorgen, Driddle, you kind of jump into this research not halfway through, but about a third of the way through because of your watch. But that's what you spend the majority of the watch doing, is helping out Thavos with this research, where you've got probably dozens of sheets of paper spread out and notes and sketches and lists and drawings, and it's hard to make sense of it all. But for the 25, you guys are able to work together to glean that. Well, I'll start with the Treacherous. The Treacherous is an otherworldly force of magical energy. Nobody's really sure where it came from or where it belongs, but the mere influence of the Demon Lords has made it far more powerful. And it's very subtle sometimes too. But being in phaser suffused areas will make the dreams more intense, and it's the dreams and any kind of exposure to anything that's powerful and demonic that will put you at risk of contracting madness. You recall when you guys were trying to sneak past Yunaghu and Valencia made eye contact with him. It was brief, and she resisted it, but there was a pretty big risk for madness there. Like I said, anytime you guys have traumatic or disturbing dreams, which through your research and through your investigation, you find that these dreams are not random. They are constructed by evil forces and by these demon lords with specific intentions in mind. In addition to that, each different demon lord has ways of corrupting people. And it's what makes each of them very unique. Thavos, you remember, and you jot down a few notes on Lestos and his descent into madness. And it was kicked off with a very traumatic witnessing of Demogorgon and his rampage through Slubladop. You notice that he started getting more and more aggressive, especially with Seeker. He started suffering dreams as well. I'm not sure if he shared them all with you, but he shared some of them with you guys. His character, down to its basest core, was altered and warped and stretched by the direct influence of Demogorgon. Demogorgon was aware of it, most likely, too. And he was the one who was causing this warping and the distortion of Lestos' personality. And the more exposure to specific demon lords, the worse it gets and the harder it gets to resist it. Driddle, you notice that Thavos has kind of jotted down different dreams that different people have had that he recalls over time, but you start to notice a pattern. Different demon lords, it almost seems like different demon lords are targeting different members of this group. And they're, I'll kind of let you in on who is targeting who. You would expect Gratz to be targeting Valencia, given her symbol that she's experienced, but she's been fairly untouched by the demon lords. It's Taran who's been directly messed with by Gratz. There's the obsession with his sword. There's been a couple just little things that you've noticed, and it kind of makes sense with the subtlety that demon lord possesses. He would be very, very imperceptible. But on top of that, you've got people like Lestos, who it's very perceptible, and it's clear to see how he just falls into madness. Lestos made a pact with Demogorgon. He became a warlock because he was so thirsty for power. Thavos, how open with Driddle are you about your past?
With Driddle specifically?
Mm-hmm. Just during this whole research session.
You can trust me. I'm a felon.
I'm gonna, as I contemplate that, and be like, So Driddle, we haven't really talked about it very much, but your collar, how does it work? Because I know,
That's a
like,
great question, Thavos. They slapped it on me and said, "Go kill some demons."
because
I
I know
believe.
they
Are you familiar with the
transferred.
Gaze spell?
Okay, yeah.
Something
I-
like that is what I've determined is enchanted into this, but how potent it is, I don't know, and I haven't tested the waters, so to speak, with it.
Right. Well, I know they transferred like the authority of the collar to us. Is that how that works? I don't.
Yes, I think if I remember correctly, Brand was the first one who used it, but I think we all have authority, except for me, of course, to issue commands.
Do I have first? What? What do I
You were the first person to give me a command and to like talk to me about it, like
Yeah.
who met me at that meeting with everybody.
Yes.
And then you dumped like 300 gold on my head.
Well, in that case, what I'm about to tell you can't go anywhere,
Of course.
and I'm going to try. I don't know how it works, but invoke the collar on that.
Yeah, no, as soon as you say it, like without even any effort, your detect magic kind of goes off on his collar, and you can see that there's just a little addendum added to the runes on there. It's just as you speak in a commanding sort of like you issue him an order essentially, and he has no choice but to comply.
Perfect.
If
In
he
that
doesn't,
case,
there will be serious consequences. He's kind of
Right.
suicide squatted into this.
That's what I was going for with the character.
Mhm.
yeah. Oh, that's good. I like that. Okay.
You like that?
Well, for me, it's great. In that case, I'll take a look around with the robe of eyes. I have 360-degree vision that's see invisibility and great dark vision. So I'm just gonna make sure no one else is around, and then I'll be completely forthright with Driddle because I know he can't betray me.
As you take a glance around, that pitch black orb appears. That scrying orb.
I'll look at it, and I'll look over at Driddle and be like, okay, 1 second. And I'll look back at it and think, really? This is what we're doing now?
No way for it to communicate with you. So
I'll just be like, I'm disappointed, honestly. Okay. Or like, I'll turn to Driddle. It's like, Grotz is watching us. If you'll just give it a minute, and then we can continue. And I'm gonna close all the books and sort of like hide them so they can't be seen. Be
how
like, okay.
quietly do you say that Gross is watching you?
I don't think I'm gonna be all that sneaky about it at all. I'll just say it to Driddle
Okay.
straight up.
You say that, and the Quasit kind of perks up and like furrows its brow, and like starts looking around.
Shit. And I'll turn to Driddle and be like, I forgot he's here.
Yeah, and we can't command him, can we? It's only Brand.
Yeah, I don't think that works for us.
Be like, hey, booger, shoot.
He hisses at you and kind of skitters off.
Okay. I'm just gonna sit there awkwardly until the scrying orb goes away.
Okay. Yeah, 10 minutes pass and it dissipates.
I'll look back at Driddle like, that's gonna be annoying.
And it comes back. No, I'm kidding.
I'll be like, okay, now that we're alone, and I'll be completely forthright. Whatever he needs to know.
So that shows you another pretty strong demonic connection, not necessarily with Madness, but with a demon lord and Thavos, which I think we've talked about it a little bit. But Thavos has a very, very direct tie to Orcus.
Yeah, and he took his spine.
Right. But in that madness, and well, no, never mind. Thavos wouldn't have been. Did you tell him at all about your little tethers that you got?
Since he can't do anything with it, yeah, he's the only person I'll tell.
Yeah. Orcus has a little bit of pull on Thavos, a little bit of influence, a little bit of that madness. Baphomet has been getting in Drogon's head and even your head. And in doing research, you find Baphomet is lord over demonic creation. He's an inventor. He's a mastermind. He creates things, which is right in Drogon's wheelhouse. You're not sure what he's trying to get from you yet, but you, in doing more research, you make the logical connection that Yunalku would have been going for Valencia. If you guys hadn't stomped him out like you did, he would have gone straight for Valencia's throat. The way that Valencia has such a hatred for the people that have wronged her in the past, and right now, it's a very righteous hatred, and she intends to set things right. But just a little bit of madness could easily twist that into an unquenchable bloodthirst. But in doing this research, you find that there are levels of this madness and levels of this influence that these demon lords can have on you guys. There are very, very intense and taxing rituals that you can put these people through to remove said levels of madness, or the easiest way, kill the demon lord, remove his influence from this plane of existence, and that madness will simply fade into nothing.
Pretty dire reading session, Thavos.
Yeah, I expected it wouldn't be sunshine and rainbows.
So, if you don't mind me asking, how are you able to resist Orcus's pull all the time?
Now I don't know. I used to be shielded. I guess it's just a force of will, but he's always there. You can't always be safe. All the demon lords are. I resist Orcus's pull because I know, now this is just meta because paladin stuff, I know that I have a mission, and I know that it is not him. And so, whatever he wants isn't going to be... It isn't... They aren't the same, and so I can't have both.
I see.
I think you just have to figure out a way to shield your mind. An effort of will.
Something I've lacked my entire life. But who knows, maybe we'll find something along the way.
Okay, do you guys have any other questions that you think you would have found answers to?
There's still no note of what Demogorgon's thing is for the Dark Heart, other than the fact that it's in the gaping maw.
And even then, you're not even sure if that was truthful or not.
Oh, that's true.
There have been very few records of Demogorgon being summoned in the material plane. There's one in specific that Gromph wrote a pretty decent amount about. And it was written by a guy who witnessed a very powerful wizard summon Demogorgon into a magic circle and then immediately banish him once he was done. The guy who witnessed it did not intend to in any way. His intentions were simply to spy on the wizard, see what he was doing, then get out. But it kind of led this witness guy into a spiral of madness. But yeah, as far as a weakness or something to use against Demogorgon, you've got zero idea. The written account of Demogorgon that Thavos and Triddle find is of a kender named Tasselhoff Burrfoot. He was sneaking around the lair of a mage and was shocked, and I'll just read from Gromph Bainray's notes. At first, Tasselhoff thought he had teleported into a cave. The flash blinded him as usual, but when the effects wore off, he was unable to see a thing in the darkness. By feeling about, he could tell he was in a narrow, tight, square tunnel, only 3 feet high. Soon he saw a faint light ahead and quickly made for it. A small barred opening resembling a window was set into the wall to his right. Carefully, he peered through. Beyond the opening was a vast carved chamber, perhaps 100 feet across and half as high as it was wide. Within the chamber, light flickered from dozens of fire pots laid out in a broad circular pattern on the floor. He realized it was a conjuration circle, such as wizards use to call up spirits from the invisible worlds. Faint traceries of colored chalk faded into the shifting darkness around the motionless flames below. With a start, Tasselhoff noticed that the room was occupied. Far below, striding quietly to the edge of the circle of fire pots, was a dark-robed figure. It took but a moment for Tasselhoff to realize that it was the mage. The thief considered hiding, but his curiosity got the better of him. The mage stopped 10 feet from the edge of the circle, within a smaller chalk circle drawn beside it. For a time, he appeared to contemplate the flames before him. Slowly, he raised his arms and called out to the circle of fire in a language that the Kender had never heard spoken. At first, the flames crackled and jumped, but as the mage continued speaking, the fires dimmed and lowered until they were almost invisible. The air grew colder, and Tasselhoff shivered, rubbing his arms for warmth. Tasselhoff's attention was suddenly drawn to the center of the conjuring circle. Red streaks appeared in crisscross patterns on the floor within the design of the fire pots, as if the floor were breaking apart over red lava. A strange roaring, like a great ocean wave coming into shore, filled the room by degrees, growing to a thunder that made the very rock tremble. He gripped the bars before him, wondering if an earthquake had been conjured. But far below, the mage called out 3 words. After each word, light and flame burst from the center of the conjuring circle. Yellow magma glowed with superheated radiance within the circle, dimming the light from the fire pots around it. But the mage did not seem affected by the heat at all. One last time, the dark figure called out, speaking a single name. Tasselhoff thought his heart would stop when he heard and recognized it. The thundering roar vanished instantly, and an eerie silence filled the air for the space of 6 heartbeats. With a screaming whistle, the lava in the circle vanished entirely and was replaced by darkness, streaked with an eye-burning violet light, resembling an impossible opening into the night sky. Tasselhoff was straining to see into the pit when a thing of titanic size arose from it, out of the night pit and into the room. He had heard rumors about the thing that had stood before him, but he had never truly believed it until now. The thing towered over the mage, 3 times the height of a man. 2 great tentacles dangled from its shoulders in place of normal arms. 2 heads maned with black fur rested where one head should be. Scales glittered over its skin, and in the light of the fire pots, the thief saw its feet were clawed like those of a bird of prey. Slime and oil fell from it, and droplets smoking when they struck the stony floor. The heads gazed down upon the mage. Inhuman mouths spoke, their rasping voices out of time with one another by a fraction of a moment.
Again, you call me from the place of the abyss to defile my presence with your own. You summon my divine person to fulfill your petty desires, and you tempt my everlasting wrath. Sorely I wish to have vengeance on this world for giving you birth, you who toys with the prince of demons like a slave. I thirst for your soul like a dying man for water.
The mage responded, I did not summon you to hear your problems. Bound you are to me, bound by this circle. You shall hear me out. The thing's heads shot down at the mage and let out screams that made Tasselhoff himself jerk. The thing's tentacles writhed and flailed the air like Titan's whips.
Wretch, to speak to me so, 10,000 times you are cursed should these bonds fade. 10,000 times will I break you in my coils, until your dark soul rots.
The mage stood before it, unmoved and silent. In time, the thing ceased to cry out. Its breathing became a slow, ragged thunder. There is an adventurer in my fortress, said the mage. The ring will not leave his hand, and defies magical attempts to remove it. And the mage goes on to inquire more about this adventurer. The thing twists its neck, plural.
You summoned me to identify a ring.
Indeed, said the mage. The monster goes on to assist the mage in deciphering the puzzle of this ring. And the entire time, Tasselhoff, this Kender, this halfling perhaps, is bathed in sweat and terrified. If the mage had caught him now, he would surely die. He looked down at the ring that he was wearing and wondered how long he'd be able to hide. He fled, and Gromp writes more about how Tasselhoff lived the rest of his life with this one instance burned into his memory, unable to shrug it off of him. The influence that Demogorgon had over this little Kender was frightening, and it was unbreakable. Regardless, the instruction that you gain from this is that you should avoid any and all negotiation with Demogorgon at all costs. It will lead to nothing but madness and despair and death in the end.
All right, then. Do you have any more questions, Davos?
I guess this is sort of like a general knowledge, but like to destroy a demon permanently, you kill them on the abyss. For a more powerful demon such as a demon lord who owns a layer of the abyss, do they just have to be in the abyss? And in general, do they have more protections, or are they just as vulnerable as any other demon?
You're saying like in the abyss anywhere versus in their specific lair?
Yeah, or like to kill Grox or whatever, would I have to do
Right.
it in the Palace of Pleasures? Because that is much harder than doing it somewhere else.
Right. Rules is written. It would just have to be in the abyss. I am not sure about that though, so I will get back to you on that specifically. I need to do some research and stuff on layers and such, but I'm leaning towards it have to be on their layer of the abyss. Not necessarily their like hideout on that layer of the abyss, just on that layer somewhere.
Right. Okay. Just because they're tied to it more specifically than any other demon would be.
Right.
At least that's my reasoning.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I don't think so. Then this is just scary stuff.
I guess since there was that much about madnesses, is there anything about like the symptoms each demon lord's madness might manifest as?
Yes, there are.
So that we don't have to check magically, we can just see someone's acting in a certain way and be like, there's a pretty decent chance someone got in their head.
It's each of the different symptoms kind of mirror the personalities of the demon lords. So, I mean, going alphabetically, Baphomet would be all about anger and hunting and hate and rage. Just a red vision type beast, you know. Trouser Blue, which you guys aren't super worried about right now because you kind of got him on lock, is all about illusions and hallucinations and lies and paranoia. Grotz is about becoming insatiable and always wanting more, and just that the greed and the pride that comes with having a hunger that cannot be fed. Juablex is all about consumption and destruction, and material wealth. It's very, I don't want to say alien, but it's just such a base level of animalistic madness that comes with Juablex. Orcus is all about a combination of pride and undeath, and a hatred of life in general. An obsession with ending life and creating new perverted life in its place. I mean, you don't really have to worry about your knowledge, do you? Zogdemoy is going to be, you know, causing the end of the world through rot and decay, and seeing everything just turn to dust in front of you, destroying. It's more destruction, but at the same time, there's hints of illusions and hallucinations there too, with the strange effects that a lot of those fungus creatures can cause. You remember some of the delusions that Sereth had. He felt drawn to the Neverlight Grove, and he didn't even know why. He didn't even know that he was infected with Sugnamoy spores, but he was drawn there. He felt like he had to go and pay respects to something. Demogorgon, it's kind of weird because, you know, all of these are madnesses, but Demogorgon is the prince of madness. He kind of covers it all, whether that's bloodlust, paranoia, hallucinations, greed. He's kind of all enveloping in the world of madness. So yeah, that's what I'll say there.
Can I just say I'm so glad we killed the dog?
Yeah, that one, it's even less intelligent than Baphomet is. It's all just rage, bloodlust, kill, murder, eat, kill, rinse and repeat. Yeah, that one's nasty.
I'm kind of glad we're going to kill Baphomet now. Yeah, I'll close up the book if that's all right with you, Davos.
Yeah.
So you guys can mark the end of that long rest. Next day travel. Tarn, if you want to go ahead and roll that survival check for me.
Okay. That's a 12.
12? That was with
Yeah.
advantage?
Oh,
Oh, no, yeah, you're good. With advantage because you're just following the shore of the Dark Lake and you got a map.
Oh. 23.
It's an efficient day. You are determined to make as much distance along the Dark Lake as you possibly can. You're pushing people almost to their limit just with the amount of speed that you want to get. And at the end of the day, it pays off. As you guys are kind of winding down, running out of steam, Tarn, you can see about half a mile out into this giant cavern that you can see. And I should also say, the Dark Lake is not one massive cavern. It is a series of interconnected caverns and tunnels and such that are all full of water. But you can see, you enter this large cavern that's probably a couple miles wide, and you can see about half a mile out into the Dark Lake, there is a ship anchored.
Oh, well, what about that? We got a ship. We can. Yeah, well, we got ourselves a little bit of a shortcut. Look at that.
Let's get on it then. We can easily
Do a
persuade people.
Can I do a divine sense?
What's the range on that?
60 feet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, within 60 feet, I think you're safe. I mean, obviously, just the ping of the demon on Brand's shoulder, but other than that, yeah, you're good.
She scowls at it a little bit and just like, okay.
He bares his teeth at you back.
She bares her teeth back.
I smile at him menacingly too. My teeth aren't sharp, but I just like.
Yeah, you just hear a.
Yeah, I try to hiss, but I accidentally just spit everywhere.
But fighting with the Quasi.
Hey, Davis, I finally found someone shorter than me. Let me have my moment.
Okay.
But yes, let's get to that boat.
Okay. What you guys' plan to get out there? It's half a mile, so it's not. I mean, it is swimmable, I guess, but not easily.
Ooh.
How long does
Half a
water
mile.
walking work?
Well,
Yeah, it's
hey,
water walk.
it's only half a mile.
Yeah, wait, water walking might work.
Maybe just water walk a few people to just, I don't know. Maybe
I
if
can
Brand...
give it to everyone. I can give water walking to everyone, and I
But
can
I'm
ritually
I'm
cast it.
thinking more if there's someone on there, like a whole group of people might seem aggressive. If maybe you take like 2 frontliners and the rest can stay back to be kind of polite towards anyone on the boat.
I don't even have to go with you. Actually, I can just give it to you guys.
Are we not
Wait,
being aggressive?
No, I say we just send the Rizzlers out there and go talk to these people. Wait, but then we have no way to get them back. But I don't know. I'm kind of inclined to not kill unnecessary people, unless we really want that component for who was it? Was it Orcus? Unless we want to get some insurance.
But I say that they're probably not going to give the boat. I say we. What's the word here?
Barter?
Hijack.
What is it when?
Murder everyone.
when cops like take your
commandeer?
car. Yeah, we commandeer their ship.
Or,
But do we have proof that we're like doing this to go kill Baphomet?
or what if we just speak to them, Thavos? There's no need to commandeer.
Well, I mean, we start there, but are we really gonna take no for an answer?
She's
Brand
gonna look
ritually
at
starts
him.
just casting water walk while everyone
She's
argues.
gonna look at him with such just like ugh.
I mean, if we're going all the way out there and it saves us days, this is in their best interest.
That's true. Do they want to live in a world infested with demon lords? I don't think so.
Driddle, you're not allowed to commandeer things from people. She casts that as a command.
You got it. I'll only let Thavos do it.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, we'll not commandeer it. Valente, you can't just quit. I don't like.
I can
because
choose
that's-
not to rob from people we haven't even met yet, Taryn.
How many people
I
are
know,
in the party?
I know. I just don't like the. I just don't like the fact we just keep telling Driddle what to do and just kind of taking away his free will. That's all. But anyway,
I don't know who's conquered me more, you or the demon lords. No, I'm kidding. I don't say that.
She's hurt by this because this is the first time she said anything to Driddle.
Honestly, we haven't said much to Drew
I
at
know.
all.
That's why I keep quiet about it.
But she looks like
But-
really sad now
well-
and is just kind of waiting for you guys to make a decision now.
well, let's just talk. Well, let's talk. Well, let's go over there. Let's talk to them. Let's try just some good, honest persuasion, and we'll go from there.
I mean, of course you start there, but if that doesn't work, are we really gonna walk all the way back? I think it's just good to have the discussions before we get there. So no one's surprised. I'm not walking back. When we get to that boat, we're leaving on that boat.
Oh, I agree on that. If they don't want to go, we're not gonna throw them into the lake either. I could cast like fly on them or something and just like kick them off the boat.
I'm
That's
not even
and-
saying we steal the boat. I just say we put them in the hold. We say where we need to go. They can have their boat back afterwards. But
Oh,
this is more
that's a
important.
better idea. We're like pirates, but not as scummy.
We can pay them for an honest day's work. No.
Brand uses pass without a trace and stuff.
Does it look like they're fishing or something? Or like why are they even docked out there?
I mean, you can see moving lights on there, so you know there's people on there. But yeah, it's just anchored out there. You don't know if people have.
Just to be
transported
safe,
out.
because we only have 1 hour for both. As soon as my ritual cast of water walk goes off, I immediately at will cast pass without a trace and start hoofing it across the water.
Yeah, I'll start
I'll
skipping
follow
across too.
Brand.
And I can do it on 10 people. We have 8 people in the party, right?
Yeah, totally.
And that's the NPCs too.
Mhm.
Okay.
So who
Um,
all is going across? Everyone?
Everyone, because the extra 2 I'm going to give to the shrub and the closet.
Good idea.
Go.
Yeah. So yeah, the whole group is going over. You have passed without trace up.
Is it dark on the dark lake?
Yeah. Unless you guys have sources of light, the only light that you can see are small little
I think everyone
flickers
has
of light on the ship.
at this point,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
or at least goggles of night on people that didn't originally.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Go ahead and everyone make stealth checks for me for that pass without trace.
And then I'll use Gift of the Benevolent to give me advantage on this.
23.
I'm doing this at disadvantage.
Oh,
so-
that's wow, that is bad. That's
Oh wait, how much is Pass Without Trace?
8 plus 10.
29.
21.
I got a nat 20, but my dex dragged me down.
Well, I'm doing mine at disadvantage, and with that plus 10, I got a 20. Wait, what? Oh, I got a 24 actually. Never mind.
Nice.
I got a 20.
Okay. Yeah, you guys rush over to this boat. I mean, it doesn't take that long to get there, but Thavos, you got a 20?
I can cast it without ritually casting, so worst case scenario, I can cast it on everyone again.
How long does it take to get there? It's half a mile out. Flat water, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Only that long.
10 minutes. I mean, if you guys are jogging, then you can do it in like.
Oh yeah, I was running. Everyone has to stay within 30 feet of me to keep the pass without a trace.
Got it.
Shoot.
In that
Okay.
case, I'm going to, because it's not that far, I'm going to use a detect evil and good, because I think it lasts for 10 minutes, just to
Okay.
have an aura so nothing beats my feet.
And I'll
I gotcha.
have I'll use a charge of the gem also to kind of see as well.
With the gem, I don't think you see anything. Detect evil and good.
It
Okay.
detects aberrations, celestials, elementals, fays, fiends, or undead.
You can sense there is an elemental force on board the ship. Yeah, there's an aberration on there too.
Weird.
But as you guys approach, you can see that it is crewed by Durgar.
But there's an aberration and elemental.
Let's see. Okay. Thavos, I will say, as well as where the creature is located. The elemental force is up on top of the deck of the ship. The aberration is down below in what looks like a storage hold or something. Cargo hold or something.
Okay.
Who's our group's ambassador? Who's gonna run up and be like, "What? Are we just gonna jump onto the boat? Like, what's the?"
I think probably Valencia should do it.
I'm gonna be real.
Persuasion wise,
I think
think
Thavos
Valencia
and
can be.
Valencia should be the ones talking.
I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. I got a +2 on persuasion, so I will stand
Oh.
and look friendly.
You're
Oh,
Yes,
you're
yes,
saying
Thavos.
let's not fight. I just think you assumed you had something better. Thavos, I think, should talk about it.
Yeah, I
I have
can
a
stand
+9.
behind him with a friendly
You have a
smile.
+9? Yeah, that's one more than me. But
Yeah.
I'll go behind you and just look like your adopted son or something, so that they think that you're a good man.
Yeah.
Cat and adopted son. Got
I'm
it.
gonna stay very stealthily, like near it by, like up there, but like I don't want anyone to see me.
Yeah, I will just go with a friendly smile and no ability to lie to people.
Okay. All right, Thavos, hey, you just climb on board.
Yeah, I don't see. I'm not going to announce myself because there's no cover out here. So I'll let's enter negotiations on equal footing on their boat.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you climb up, and immediately the 3 Durgar that are closest to you pull out weapons and yell, "Drow!"
No, oh, god damn it.
Ah.
I would go, wait, I'm his son. That doesn't help, but I do that.
Doesn't help.
Wait,
They're not attacking you, but they are at the ready.
wait, no,
Not
please.
a drow.
Wait, no, please.
Don't kill my dad in front of me.
I pushed
Um,
Thavos' face, so he's like, "No, we're just here for help."
Bring me the captain of the ship.
You can see there's a Durgar man who looks on the younger side, actually. He's got a kind of a rounded out chin beard, no mustache, and his head is shaved bald. He struts down and he says, "Captain's on the way." You look behind him, you can see there's a 12-foot tall earth elemental, not following him, but staying up where he was. He comes down and says, "What do you want, drow?"
Not a drow.
"I just smell like a drow."
What? I don't even know what that means.
Wow, you just.
Oh, I get it now.
Do you just think all elves smell the same?
I'm gonna look like, is that racist? I don't even know.
Valencia sniffs herself, kind of thinking like, "What do drow smell like?"
"What do you want?
I-
Get off our boat."
Well, I'd like to hire your boat, or convince you that we're trying to sail to not Gontlegrim.
Freckles-dig.
There we go. Gracklestug.
They all just kind of look at each other, and there's some soft chuckles, and some awkward looks, and the captain says, "What are you looking for there?"
We should lie. Wait, actually, it is not even a lie. We were sent to deliver a package to Gracklestug.
Oh yeah, it's not a
By-
lie.
I wrote it down.
Yeah, that's not a lie. That's
um,
true.
Someone's named Saltburn.
We have an appointment with Wurz Saltbaron.
Yeah.
Whatever the frick his name was.
Yeah, I can pull up the letter or whatever the package was. Be like, a very urgent delivery.
Right. The captain says, "Salt Baron, you sure he's still alive?"
Nope.
Does it matter? we have to take the package. It didn't say it had to get to him when he was alive. I just got to put a package on his door.
That's true.
There's not much of a city there for you to get to anyway.
Let's speed up the negotiations. Let's just start dumping out our pockets in front of these guys. We're like drowning in money.
Good.
Did I ask if the city was there? I don't care. I just care that you have a boat. City's on the other side of the lake. Can you sail that way?
Yeah, but we're not getting very close. When we left, there were still plenty of demons running around.
Perfect. I want to kill them too.
Fair enough. Now, what kind of gold are you offering?
What kind of gold are we offering?
I only have platinum.
Oh,
Probably don't say that out loud.
Says
How much does it cost to hire a boat? I don't know.
Oh yeah, what's your price, good Duragar, sir?
Kind of thinks for a second, looks at the guy standing next to him, and the guy kind of gives a shrug and a nod. Oh, none of you are rogues, are you?
no.
Nope. I mean, I was a thief, but I ain't no rogue.
Stealthy, but not a rogue.
Yeah, they're throwing some thieves' cans at each other. The captain says,
How does 20,000 gold sound?
Ooh, that
20.
sound. Hey, wait, yeah, Davos telepathically. I'm like, 20,000 sounds like they're taking a swim.
Well,
Can I respond
How about-
telepathically?
Yeah, you can. I just opened the connection.
I think you're right. I'd be like,
How-
20,000. I could buy my own ship for that.
Well, how about here? I'll.
I think,
Here,
Con,
I
you're
will
down
just-
there with me.
How about 5,000 gold?
Oh, that's.
Still really high.
I thought you were supposed to start haggling from like not that high. You just subtracted 15K.
he kind of like narrows his eyes at Tarn and says,
Tarn's not good. Tarn's not good at haggling, and it shows.
Yeah, he kind of narrows his eyes at Tarn and says,
17,000 gold, final offer.
Oh my gosh, these guys suck. I mean, Davos, I'll follow whatever you do. If you
I
attack
use
these guys,
it
I'll go
for-
too.
I use my symbiotic, or what is it? The sports telepathy speak to you, and actually, I'll message Davos it.
Looking at these guys, what do they look like they do? Why do they have a ship? Are they traders? Are they? Because it seems kind of like they're trying to rob us.
they
without
look like
robbing
mercenaries. They look like mercenaries.
Oh.
They also make an insight check.
Can I roll an inside check?
Oh yeah,
21.
nice,
Yee.
nice.
Yeah, 22.
Okay. Both of you can pick up on the fact that morale is very low. In fact, there's a couple people on here that do not look like they belong at all. These are most likely people that just fled Gracklestone in the wake of the demon attacks.
Oh, I don't want to steal a boat of refugees. I
I
should have
know
failed
it-
that check.
I subtract what I said with the refugees.
And I will also say that they're probably charging you out of the butt because they've got nothing to go back to and they think that we don't have anything to lose.
Uh-oh. Now I feel kind of bad.
Yeah, dude.
But we should
The,
still
the
throw them into
morale
the
is
lake.
low.
That means they'll be easier to fight.
Like, they don't like the captain, or are they just upset?
They're
Is
just
this
not
a
happy to
crowd
be
I
there.
can turn against the captain?
Probably not. There's also the
Right.
very strong racist energy that they're carrying because Underdark creatures are racist.
I telepathically tell Thavos, offer them food and water. Try and lower the price with that. I can at least grow more food,
Also,
and
what's
I can
the
just help
elemental
create
steel?
water.
Like, well, 17,000 gold is very steep
Well,
for hiring a boat.
We run high rates out here. There's not a lot of other people offering it.
Look, what if we were to help clear Grackle's Stoop? Like, people would be able to go back to their homes. Like, we're not trying to send you back into a dangerous situation. Maybe we can help you.
You're talking about clearing the whole city.
Yep.
We were a powerful group of adventurers.
There's 8 of you.
We killed a demon lord.
Yeah, we killed Inagu like last. How long ago was that?
It's like a couple weeks ago.
A few weeks back.
Make a persuasion check. He does not believe that for a second.
Hey, I got this. Oh,
Come on,
27.
buddy.
27? He kind of raises his eyebrows and says, "I'll take your word for it."
You're telepathic. Could you show me like an image in your mind of?
Maybe. Can I like create a mental image for him to see?
I mean, if you minor illusion's a cantrip, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. I'd allow that.
It's like,
Yeah, if I just want to show him, but I'm gonna change it to where it's like me single-handedly beating him while all these guys clap.
see, like, wouldn't
I
it be
think it's
better for
accurate.
you to be able to go back to your homes and where you're comfortable instead of trying to start somewhere else all over?
As the first Dwergar in the new city,
It can all be yours.
the rules are yours to make.
You raise a fair point. How's this? 10,000 gold deposit. We sail you to Gracklestug. You clear the city of the demons, and we give you the gold back.
That's not a bad deal.
That
Seems
doesn't
like a
sound
fair
terrible.
deal. I think we can.
We know which
I-
demon lord though. Is that
Oh,
allowed?
did
or-
you guys manage to spot any of the demons that were in there?
Oh, yeah. Many of them.
All right,
Was there
what are we
one
up
that was
against?
Was there one that was much bigger than the others?
I'd say so.
What did it
What
look
What
like?
would it look like?
Well, had big scaly feet, stood over 20 feet. Furry torso, 2 heads.
Ah,
Okay, yeah.
We don't even know how
I
to
start wobbling my arms around. And did he look like this? To try to imitate his tentacles.
In a very diluted sort of way, sure.
Oh, go ready to fight that one.
Well,
That was 2 weeks ago, so
oh,
he's not still there.
he might be.
Good
Yeah.
thing.
Maybe. But that was always a risk.
But that's our problem to deal with, and we can deal with
it
anything.
is. And well, we
But we don't know how to weaken
can
it.
do it. Well, we can get all these. We can get rid of these demons swarming your city.
If Demogorgon's there, we just leave and we're down 10,000 gold.
Yes.
Or at that point, we just steal the boat. And our gold.
I'm assuming he is not saying this out loud.
No, I'm just thinking that.
Well,
That's a pretty good. They're just basically hiring us to kill demons. It's just they're paying us with our own money. So
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
yeah. How much money do we have together?
oh, we can pay for it, no problem. But
Because
It's just-
I only have 1,500 gold on.
well, in the supplies, we still have like 195,000.
Oh
I
shit!
got the bag
I
of hold.
forgot about
And
that.
then I
Oh
think
yeah,
we have
we can pay
124.
that in a heartbeat.
We can afford it. It's just I didn't want to get,
Didn't wanna
highway
spend
robbed.
20,000 gold on a ride for a week. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
pretty expensive plane ticket. Yeah.
we can afford it, but you never know what else we're gonna have to buy.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, if you cough up the gold, he'll gladly take you there.
I say might as well. I mean, we were going to go look at the city to verify whether Demogorgon was there, and assumingly to kill some demons on the way. Might as well.
Yeah, and even if we
kill
did steal the
demons,
boat,
my
I have no idea how to
favorite
steer.
thing to do.
Valentia's just glad we're not trying to kick out refugees off this boat. She'll go for it.
Yeah. There's about, I'm going to say, a total of 12, 13 people on the boat, not including the Earth Elemental.
Do I know about Dwergar clans? I would assume I don't, and no one here does either, probably.
Probably. If anyone would, it'd be Driddle. But even then, I kind of doubt Driddle would.
Yeah, I wasn't part of the Dwergar gang when I was in prison.
Right.
They weren't very accepting.
Well, even then, your prison was above ground, so yeah, probably not. Taran, where you're no longer navigating, you guys have about only about 3 days left to travel to get to Gracklestug.
Cool.
So I'll ask you guys, what do you want to do in that time?
That is
I'm
a
going to
good
be
question.
recasting the planar binding,
Okay, yeah.
little friend.
I detected an aberration on the boat. I want to
Yes.
see what that is.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then I wanted to ask what the deal with the rock guy was.
Yeah, and I guess
Um,
I would just go around healing any of the refugees like that need
Okay.
help.
They would appreciate that. As far as the elemental goes, one of the Durgar, an older guy who's missing an eye, he just kind of grumbles and says that the elemental serves him. So sounds like it's a bound extraplanar creature to that one guy.
Oh, Brand will be chatting up with the old guys. He's
Okay.
also in this part.
Yeah.
He's also going to use great water for fresh water for people, so they don't have to drink the lake water, and he will use his druid craft great fungi for food.
The guy who has the elemental, he's kind of a douchebag.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, no, he's really gross and got zero hygiene clearly.
So Brand will get along with that.
He's very vulgar about everything that he talks about, and he just says that he owns the elemental essentially. So, what was that?
Brand talks and befriends this person, or at least tries to.
Yeah. Yeah, his name's Bedrero. So.
Two gross old men bonding.
Yeah. Thavos, you kind of poke around the cargo hold one of those days, and you find locked in a storage crate is a very heavily wounded and barely alive, most likely unconscious intellect devourer.
Oh.
An intellect devourer. Why are they still keeping it?
In a crate?
Yep. Nailed in a box.
It's not like we can help it.
Do
they eat like brain juice?
I don't know. Like Dwergar hate.
Yeah, do I know anything about the Dwergar's relationship with the Illithids?
I mean, you probably know that it's not great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not rare for every single race in existence, essentially, to just hate anything illithid.
Right.
I mean, the Illithid did enslave a lot of races.
Most of them, I think, yeah.
I'ma steal the box.
Okay. It's, I mean, the size of a cat carrier, so.
Right. I'm gonna try and, because I have an invisible chest. Can I fit the cat carrier in my invisible box?
I was picturing the invisible chest to be like shoebox size. This one's closer to the size of like a small dog crate.
I mean, would that fit in the bag of holding?
It's a matter of opening the top of the bag of holding big enough to get it inside.
I mean, you just take it out of the... Why do you want it?
Because
it looks alive?
Yeah.
Well, I want it because Orcus is currently in possession of an outer brain.
That I was kind of thinking that too. I have like comprehend languages. Maybe we could talk to it.
Yeah, I want to interrogate it in some fashion later. See how that works.
I mean, I do the telepathy too. I think I can speak with it directly.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, Jordan, if you want to just communicate with it telepathically, you could.
Yeah, I'll try to keep the opening to like my mind slim though, because do I recognize the creature?
Yeah. Make an Arcana check.
Because like you're an aberrant mind sorcerer, do you know?
Yeah, only a 14.
Okay, but still, I'm going to say with your background and with your abilities, you know that these are very dangerous creatures, and they don't look like a lot, but if they get in your head, literally, it can spell for very bad news.
Yeah, I'll just try to keep focused on it and not let it like slip past into my brain.
You can also see that with the amount of damage that it's taken and how hurt it is, it's probably not going to be doing anything to you. So,
okay.
Yeah. With that being said, though, what do you want to ask you? What do you want to say to it?
Be like, what happened to you, friend? In a very gentle voice. I'm not going to hurt you.
It almost, it almost communicates in more emotions and images than anything, but it responds: attacked, captured,
beaten, imprisoned, sleeping.
Who attacked you?
The Dark Dwarves, the Durgar.
Where did they attack you?
Home.
Where is home?
Make me an intelligence saving throw if you don't mind.
Okay.
Oh no.
I have advantage if it's against the
Fail.
spell. Is this a spell?
It's no, not against the spell.
Okay.
No, don't worry too much. This won't be too bad.
23.
Okay. You do not lose your sense of reality as you're sucked into a vision of a sprawling mind flayer lair. You see dozens and dozens of Illithids walking the halls, interacting. It almost looks like a small village or town with how these Illithids are conducting themselves. There's intellect devourers scurrying between feet. It looks like a normal settlement in the Underdark.
But just populated with mind flayers?
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh. If the mental image shows like the span of the area, are there any like familiar locales that I can be like, that's kind of near that place? Or is it like familiar architecture or anything?
I don't think it would. No, it doesn't look like the ruins of anything. It looks like it's been constructed specifically for these mind flayers.
Okay.
For and by, I should say.
If we could get you out of here, friend, could you tell us where home is or take us there?
Make an insight check.
Okay.
As it, like, kind of gets a little excited and says, yes, of course.
17.
You're sensing an ulterior motive there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna like say anything about it though.
Right.
I'll keep that in mind. Is there anything I can do to help you before, if we ever do plan to release you? Do you need food, water?
No, just energy.
And let me guess, how do you get your energy, friend?
Thoughts, memories, emotion.
So, I'll keep that in mind. No pun intended, and I'll drop the connection.
Okay.
I'll turn to Thavos. Hey, Thavos, you got any unwanted? Was there ever a thing in your life that you just wanted to forget so badly?
No.
Well, that sucks. What about the slow dance from the other night?
I'm rather attached to all the memories that I've managed to claw back.
Fair enough. I guess poor little. I'll open up the connection. Do you have a name?
Shoot, I don't know. Do any of the members have names?
If not, I'll just call him Glop.
We'll call him Glop for now, sure.
Oh wait, we could feed the Quadzit's memories.
Oh no.
We completely wiped that guy's mind.
Oh no.
An idea. Hey Brian, how attached are you to that thing?
I kind of like this idea.
Because like, what if we lobotomize it and it's no longer like attached to Grotz, and you just had like a.
I can also still just use Charm Monster on it and gain control of it.
Oh, that's true. I mean, do you want to let this poor little Glop go hungry?
I do want it to eat this creature's memories, so it doesn't remember
Yeah.
that it was with Grotz, but my control of the brain thing would only last an hour. I don't have ways of doing more than that, unless I want to recast multiple times.
Oh no, we can keep him in the box. I mean, he just needs food, or else I think he might die.
How does it eat the memories? Let's try it.
Oh, you said let's try it?
Well, like, how does it eat them? Because I
Oh,
don't want to lose it or make
yeah.
it strong enough that it can get out. This is like a cat carrier, right? This isn't like a magical thing.
Yeah, no, it's just a box.
Oh, maybe
Yeah,
I
so
could.
I don't wanna do
I
anything
could
like
cast
that.
Arcane Lock on it, maybe.
That would do it. Yeah, that would do it, I think.
Yeah, I'll do that. And then, what, you want to bring the closet over?
What's your command on it? Is it a password for us to open it, or is there
It's just anyone who I specify can open it, so I'll do it to me, you, and Thavos, anyone who's in the room.
That's an ally to us and not the drugger, or...
Yeah, not the Dwargar, though.
I do not open it, and I tell the others, do not fucking open this, because if you do plan to open this, I want to be at least miles from away.
Mhm.
Britain lived in the Underdark. These mindfucks are... no.
I'll say, Journal, with your Arcana check that you made earlier, you're not sure exactly how the feeding process goes down, but you know that it causes mental damage, and there is a slight chance that it could cause an entirely catatonic state where the victim goes completely brain dead.
Ooh, I don't want to do that now, because if there's a
Yeah.
chance of this guy dying, he goes right back to grits, and I don't want that right now.
Man, these guys don't make very good pets. They're very complicated to feed.
Yeah, they are.
No, it should just die.
And he's literally just a
I
brain.
think,
It's not like he's a
honestly,
mouth.
I feel like Tarn would just want to kill it. It's like, what are we doing with this thing?
Well, it's this other guy's pet, so let's just leave it alone.
Yeah, and we already found out what his home looked like, and we know
you already cast Arcane Lock on it, unless you want to take that back, so he can't even open it now.
Oh yeah, the Dwargar, they can't. Yeah, no, I'll leave it on there. I don't know if the lock is physical or.
But it's one less threat, so if they plan to use it against us, they can't.
That's true, and I'll say, we'll find food for you soon enough, friend.
Okay. Wonderful.
Friend, what are you speaking of? It's in your mind, so I can even...
Valentin's just setting up a field hospital up on the top deck and just offering healing to whoever wants.
I got the slop shop going.
I got you.
I mean, it just eats anything with a brain. We could like catch like 10 fish and just toss them there, and it won't eat the fish, but it'll get like 3 brain cells of a fish. I don't know if that's very nourishing, but
Oh, multitasking. Yeah, give it to them, and then we'll eat the fish.
yeah. Oh yeah, good idea.
Oh jeez.
But like, there's not even normal fish in the Dark Lake. We're gonna catch like, guys, I got Demogorgon on the line. Let's reel him in.
It could be bottom dwellers from the deep end.
Yeah, get some catfish. All right. But you guys lock up the intellect hour and make sure that people can't get to him again. Yeah, if anyone else has any other business for the next 3 days you'd like to take care of on the boat, feel free.
Could I use a spell to try and increase our speed to get there quicker?
Sure, yeah, I can cut it down to 2.5.
And I can, at the 4th level, so I can do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day.
Yeah, for sure.